Troll is finally on the road and I have been loving every single moment of it. But like most car people, we just can't get enough of changing things. And there's been one thing in particular which has been bothering me ever since I got it. And it's right in here. Now, according to a study that I did in my head about 4 seconds ago, we have come to the conclusion that no one likes the color beige. And we concluded that especially 20-year-old men who own Patrols do not like the color beige. Wait a minute, that's me. So what can we do about this? So I've gone and bought everything that I think that can help transform this interior from an 80s poopathon to something a little bit more modern. Even though I know a few are gonna hate this. So let's start off with the most fun one, which is this stupid head unit which I have. Starting off with the unboxing, which is pretty straightforward. We've got the 2 adapter cables that run into the back of the new head unit, splicing into your old setup. And then we got the head unit itself. Single DIN, physical volume knob, wireless CarPlay, touchscreen. And let's see how it sounds compared to my old one. I have been absolutely loving this new head unit ever since I installed it yesterday. It does exactly what I need it to, which is Waze and Spotify. I don't need it to play fucking Clash Royale or for it to control my aircon. Just tell me where to go and play me some music. That's all I need. And also a physical volume knob, because I'm sure you've all been driving around trying to touch the capacitive up and down volume and you end up telling it to turn off. This has a volume knob. Granted, it doesn't feel great, but it functions. But so far this car looks identical practically. And I think next on the list to change is that down there. Without wasting any time, I cracked into removing the seats, which is 4 bolts per seat, trying carefully not to strip them. And with the center console removed, I was easily able to get in to remove the old, rusty, and moldy carpet. This carpet's massive. So out with the old, and in with the new. Not that I got it remotely close to where it was supposed to be, but either way, looks pretty good. Alright, so here is the old headliner, which I made about 2 months ago or something, because it's just really cheap stuff. So now, we turn this from a beige colour, which matches the old interior, to black. And I'll do the same thing with these pillars. So let's make an outline. After tracing the old new headliner with a Sharpie, I used a pair of high quality scissors to cut a rough outline of the new one, as I knew I could trim back where needed later to ensure that perfect fit. Now this was not fun, trying to balance where the liner needs to be while screwing in the reverse mirror so it stays where I need it. I ended up doing a lot of little bits from one side to another, which allowed me to slowly get it to where I was supposed to be. But just to let you know, this was a lot of not fun. And yes, I pre-treated that rust. So here's the before, and this is the after. So now it's door panel time. Yeah, these were shocking. For about 2 weeks I was using the door handle as shown, where I never knew if this was going to be the last time before that plastic mounting point was going to give up. So I say let's make some new ones. And to do so is pretty straightforward, I figured. I spent about $15 on one massive sheet of MDF from Bunnings, and then used the old door cars as template to work out where the door trims, door handles, window winders, and the speakers were. And then with the help of a drill and a jigsaw, I cut everything to shape and did some pre-testing. And then it was on with the vinyl. This was another Chinese special. It's just a textured leatherette look with a similar texture finish to modern cars, and it's self-adhesive, which was a massive help. So I cut it to shape and then made a million relief cuts around the excess to help me roll it over. And using some of the pot glue, which I found, it made it a million times better. I was then able to pull everything tight and lay it down permanently to do my first test fit. How good is that? Alright, I'm just going to wrap this one, and then I'll put the door card together, and then we should be done for the first side. This is exciting. As you can see, I was already stoked with how this was coming along, and the next bit would only make it better, and that was the diamond stitch kickers, which had the same process as before, only not self-adhesive, so a lot of glue was used. Alright, now that that's done, we're just going to let it sit for a little bit, and then we should be good to put it back on the door. But this just needs to sit for a while because it's very precarious. My hands are dirty. I just wanted a little bit of separation between the bottom and the top just because there was the opportunity to do it, and it just looks more interesting rather than just one bland sheet. And I am super happy with this. So I'm going to be getting some Velcro and just sticking it behind there for the top and the bottom just to make it not do this. But God, that looks good. This thing's fucking fancy car now. Does that mean it's worth more? So that's the before, and this is the after. How good is that? Next on the list was the back cards. Now these were a little bit more tricky because they were fully broken and at some point had gotten wet and had set at weird angles. So there was a little bit of guesswork here and there, but with some trial and error, I was able to make things work. So now I'm gonna make the cutout holes for the clips and then we'll do a test fit. And once again, we cut the vinyl with lots of excess, made millions of relief cuts, used glue where needed, applied it to the MDF, and then we were done. Right, it's very windy today, so I'm not going to be doing much filming. What I've done is I went and bought the blackest carpet that Bunnings has. I'm not sure if you can see, but that isn't very black. So that's going to match very beautifully. It's self-explanatory. Take the carpet out, make a mold, cut it, sort out the wheel arches somehow, and then I'm going to clean up this car, and I'll be back to you when it's finally all finished. And sometime later, it was all done. Check, check, 1, 2, 1. And all of that work leads to today. I finished up this interior about a week ago, and I'm gonna tell you my honest thoughts about it. I think it's fucking awesome. I think it's pretty cool. I think I've done all right for myself. I don't mind it at all. I think it's pretty awesome. But I know not all of you will agree with me. Let's go look at the final product. And here we have the finished interior, and man, do I love it. Starting off, we've got the black door card, which has got the 2 separate sections. So we've got the flat lay, and then we've got the diamond stitch lay. And I did that just to break it up a little bit because I had the opportunity to. Just think it'll look interesting, and I think it does. And then we've got black door handles, and the black window handle, as well as the same speaker. And all that was really simple to do, just using the jigsaw, make a template, cut it, see if it fits, and then riv nut in the new stuff that I need to. And because a lot of it was self-adhesive, it's pretty simple. And now moving on to the inside, I've got a set of seat covers that I got for 50 bucks from Autobahn. These are just neoprene stuff, and I really like them. I mean, I got to adjust them a little bit better, but I find they fit my seats really well. They help to make the car feel more newer and less gross, because the big thing that I was struggling with this car was every surface that I touched, including the steering wheel, it just feels gross and it smells funky, and it just helps to bring the car all together with the rest of the black interior. So, Autobahn neoprene seat covers, 10 out of 10. They are good as. And for the headliner, just AliExpress special, same as where I got it last time. I had to use some liquid glue, which I got from Bunnings, just to glob it on, just to try and get it to stick. Then boom, tuck it up, and it looks bloody brilliant. I'm very happy with that too. I'm just gonna gloss over the sun visors. I wrapped them because I didn't want to destroy the originals. From one side, they're both fine. They both look good. From the other side, you're not seeing that. Ow, this is hot. Ow, far out, that's hot. Okay. Anyway, now for the back of the car, as you can see, I've got my Titan or King's drawer system. They work about as well as $50 King's drawers will do. They're a bit rattly, which is a bit annoying, but they work well. And then I've got the wing kit, which I got from Supercenter in Canberra for $5. They're for a GQ Patrol and the wrong length, but I saw GQ wing drawer system and didn't think that they had different size lengths. So basically none of the marks line up, but I think they look pretty cool, and I want to justify the $5 purchase before I throw them out. So enjoy that please while I can. And I think they look good when they're flush up against it, but they don't fit. And the carpet which I use, which the drawers are covering, is just the blackest carpet that I could find from Bunnings. They didn't actually have what I wanted, but I was impatient, so I just got dark grey. So it goes with the car seats, it's little matchies. So yeah, you can't really see much, but imagine this carpet throughout there. And that's pretty much everything for this patrol. I know I didn't detail everything. I kind of got fed up with the wind, which was really annoying. Hopefully you did get a good understanding of what this interior now looks like. Drop a comment down below whether you're a fan of what I did to this or not. Now, it doesn't have the same authentic charm of a beige interior, but what it also doesn't have is the smell of 40-year-old butts and moldy carpet, which I think was worth it. If the interior was in good condition when I got it, I probably would have left it, but because like the door cards had fallen off, my door handle has fallen off and the carpets were black with mold at some points, I really had to do something about it, so I thought may as well make it a little bit more nicer and a little bit more different. If I'm feeling nice, I'll drop the links for where I got all this stuff, but yeah, I think this car's pretty cool. Oh yeah, my head unit's really good too. I like that. It works well, but it's stupidly sunny here, so I want to go back inside. Anyway, see ya.